That's okay. Obviously, shoutouts to Pharaoh. I mean, the Yoshi making it out into loser's side, top 8. Very excited. Super nice guy. Love to see that for him. So can't wait to see what's going on there. But let's get into game number 1 in a, like I said, this is a familiar matchup. But I will say that this is going to be kind of polarizing just because, obviously, projectiles on both sides. And with the reflector in the mix, Jakal already going to keep that on a trigger.
Yeah, you hear a lot about the threat of a reflector being a big thing in a lot of character matchups. You can already kind of see how that's affecting Undeadbraindead's approach here. A lot of the time when you would normally see a Belmont trying to go back and camp, you know, you're seeing a lot of aggressive action instead, and Wolf can kind of just do that without an immediate 0 to death to start off this set. Really good start for Jakal.
Yeah, and after one hit, you know, Undeadbraindead was able to connect one attack, and Jakal is right back in the driver's seat, looking for another one of those strong edge guards. Does get the poke above the ledge with the Wolf Flash, so still looking really good, even on the defense.
Yeah, a great upbeat to break out some of the pressure there, but you can see already where a lot of these matchup failings are. Belmonts are all about trying to keep the opponent out, and Wolf having that reflector, having that transcendent projectile, and having such good normals, it's almost impossible to make your box, and Jakal is showing just how impossible it can really be.
Yeah, and Jakal's showing that it's even more impossible when you have things like a really good knowledge of how to grab the Holy Water and use it against Undeadbraindead in his own edge guard, doing Belmont edge guards with Wolf.
Yeah, kind of rare to see that happen, but every now and again you get the projectile turned into an item. They technically have an item, but you never really see it come out. And Jakal, oh my god, these up airs.
Oh, but he misses out an opportunity on the forward tilt, and now this is the chance that Undeadbraindead has been looking for. Jakal fiending to get back to the center stage. Not going to really worry too much. We are off stage, and now can Undeadbraindead secure this stock and try to get himself back into the fight?
It's getting close here. I think that's the first time we've seen an axe this entire set. Which makes sense, because that's a scary projectile to throw out. The chance that that gets reflected back at you, Axe is already known for killing and the reflector properties, boosting the damage and knockback. That thing can kill at like 60 if you're not careful.
Definitely. And you can see, even with like the 3-1 lead, Jakal feeling so confident, going all the way out there to secure the forward air and take the game. Didn't really worry too much. He had 2 more stocks to play with, so he was feeling really strong, and I mean, it shows.
Yeah, I love that Holy Water into down smash. Already, you know, Wolf down smash, kind of notoriously a really good edge guarding tool. And what if we just took one of the best edge guarding tools from one of the best ledge trapping characters and just add it to that? Surely that won't make a toxic combo.
Certainly not, but I mean, it's not like Jakal really needs that kind of stuff. It's just the extra thing to kind of secure the one hit that he needs. You know, he reads out the roll very effectively. Coverage is the name of the game. Now we're on FD, so this just means that Undeadbraindead, looking to remove the platforms, is going to try to make the juggle opportunities perhaps really good, but we'll have to see if Jakal does the same.
For those of you that are curious as to why it's a little bit icier than usual on FD, there's a very rarely used clause in most tournament legal rules that states that you can go to any battlefield or Omega form that is gentleman's to. You have to gentleman's to it. But this is something that you could theoretically see in grand finals of most major tournaments have that clause in there.
Yeah. So now, even still, it is FD at the end of the day, and Jakal benefiting very well, but this is a lot less of a strong start than we saw in the last one, so maybe Undeadbraindead's plan is starting to come to fruition. The conditioning could start helping out, but if you're getting caught by all of these fair trains, plus the shines in between, Jakal is trying to play on an 11.
Yeah, absolutely. Removing the platforms is good here. It does remove some of that potential train that you saw Wolf hitting. I mean, a lot of those early up airs that you saw around like 60%, that was mostly because Wolf had a platform to jump off of. Here, you're creating less space for Wolf to maneuver around in. It's kind of classical, you know, zoner versus rushdown, but if it ain't broken, no need to fix it.
Well, sometimes it is broken, and sometimes you gotta be able to take a step back and recognize, because right now Jakal is continuing to put the pressure on. It's high percent, and Undeadbraindead unable to take the stock yet, and we're just waiting for one of these edge guards, these ledge traps, to start panning out a little bit more in their favor. And Jakal so quick to get out of disadvantage and get himself something to speak of.
Yeah, Jakal's been really good on the offense here, but there we just saw a really good switch to defense. Did a really good job stalling out that stock. 162 and still not dead. Really good defensive, especially against the Belmont that's been ledge trapping you most of that percent.
Right, and I think he recognizes when he needs to actually take the hits here and like the necessary evils that he has to kind of accept on the ledge, like jumping into the cross, knowing that it's not going to have enough knockback to take the stock and still keep himself alive at that angle where he can just go for a higher recovery back to ledge. Jakal seems to be playing really well, but loses the stock regardless. It's a 2-1 lead, and if he's not going to take any damage, I mean, Undeadbraindead just is going to fall into all of the wolf combos again and again.
Yeah, you can see the difference in confidence between these two players. Jakal playing really patient, really safe, knows that he has a lead and is using every inch of it. Meanwhile, you've seen Undeadbraindead, I think, spot dodge 3 times in a row twice, and yeah that'll take it there. Oh, it is best of 2 still, isn't it? Or best of 3.
Right. Interesting.
So yeah,
it's over.
2-0 for Jakal.
And adds another one to his list of wins against Undeadbraindead, but it does feel as though there were a lot of gears turning in that second game. Had that been a best of 5, I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe a much closer game 3 or something else, but unfortunately it is going to end there in winner's side for Undeadbraindead. We'll go to the loser side to try to hash things out.
Yeah, still a pretty good run regardless. I mean, it's kind of tough. That's one of the tough matchups, you know? I mean, things like that. Shines just kind of turn off characters like Belmont. But regardless, currently Undeadbraindead is going to be going into the winner of Marcus and Soberquit Sola. I'm so sorry that I'm probably still butchering that tag. But that'll be what's waiting in losers. So might be able to make a losers run happen. Might be seeing more of him later on.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, just looking at the replays, like even on FD with fewer like follow-up opportunities, Jakal was still getting the right things on the ledge, which is all the more important, especially for a character like Belmont. You know, it's the simple runoff into the long-lasting nair that kind of invalidates a lot of the up B opportunities for Belmont. Even a trade will be losing for the Belmont, but just being out there off the ledge also means that any attempts to grab the ledge with a tether and a whip is going to kind of treat you as an obstacle in that way, make it so that you don't get the tether grab, you actually just get a regular attack, making it much harder to recover. So kind of hanging on to those options is something that Undeadbraindead tried to do a little bit of, but it just wasn't good enough, unfortunately.